When Rory Gilmore meets Logan Huntzberger, she's not just meeting a charming, entitled rich boy. She's meeting a world of confidence without consequence, of legacy without labor. Logan is a master of his environment, a young man who's always known that the world was built to catch him if he falls. And Rory? She steps toward that world slowly, almost cautiously, but undeniably. First through flirtation, then through the Life and Death Brigade, and eventually into Logan's inner circle. What follows is one of the most psychologically layered relationships in Gilmore Girls. A relationship that forces Rory to confront questions of identity, ambition, and complicity. Because Logan isn't just a boyfriend, he's an invitation. And this episode is about the cost of accepting that invitation. Before we get started, if you're into deep dives on the shows that defined early 2000s TV, from Gilmore Girls and Dawson's Creek to Everwood and beyond, make sure to subscribe to the Hangout. And just a heads up, this video contains spoilers for the entire series of Gilmore Girls, including A Year in the Life. Logan Huntzberger doesn't need to prove himself. His last name does that for him. As the son of media mogul Mitchum Huntzberger, he represents not just wealth, but a generational confidence. He's essentially what Rory is not. Assured, reckless, and uninterested in seeking approval. Their first interactions are laced with tension. He mocks her formality, she critiques his privilege, but beneath it is chemistry. The kind that only ignites when someone challenges the worldview that you thought was solid. To Rory, Logan is both a provocation and a puzzle. He doesn't care that she's book smart, he doesn't need to be impressed. And that lack of need is exactly what begins to draw her in. When Logan eventually meets Jess, Rory's ex, it's a revealing moment. He doesn't spar with Jess directly. He dominates the conversation with subtle jabs, rhetorical control, and an easy dismissal. He's not fighting for Rory. He's asserting his place. It's a performance of social superiority, shaped by years of elite schooling and inherited confidence. And yet, it's important to remember that Rory is not entirely new to this world. She attended Chilton, an elite private school. She's the granddaughter of Richard and Emily Gilmore, figures of old money prestige and high social standing. She's dined at country clubs and was presented to society in a debutante ball. But Logan's world is a step beyond all that. It's not just about wealth, it's about entitlement to power. It's not just privilege, it's performance. And in Logan, Rory encounters not just the life she's brushed against, but the full weight of a legacy she's never truly claimed as her own. The Life and Death Brigade episode is often cited for its whimsy, but beneath the pageantry lies a ritual of exclusivity. This is not just a club. It's a curated experience for those who already belong. When Rory agrees to follow Logan into this world, it's her first real step outside the identity she's cultivated, as responsible, rule-following, and future-oriented. In that moment on the scaffolding, she sheds the need for control and says yes to the performance of risk. But it's not just risk. It's curated danger. Danger with a safety net. Because in Logan's world, the leaping is thrilling precisely because it isn't truly threatening. That's the seduction of privilege. The appearance of spontaneity without the consequences that usually follow. In omnia paratus, ready for anything, isn't just a motto. It's a creed for those who've never had to be ready for failure. And let's be honest, while the umbrella jump has a dreamy, cinematic charm, the Life and Death Brigade itself can feel super cringy. There's something grating about the over-the-top pageantry, the faux daring stunts, and the smug detachment from reality. Colin and Finn, in particular, embody a kind of performative eccentricity that doesn't always land. They feel like caricatures of the idle rich, more exhausting than entertaining. For many viewers, this world isn't enchanting, it's alienating. And that's part of what makes Rory's entry into it so jarring, and so significant. The longer Rory stays in Logan's orbit, the more she adapts to its logic. She begins to absorb the rhythms of a world where effort is optional and appearances are everything. When Mitchum Huntzberger tells her that she doesn't have it for a career in journalism, she doesn't fight. She folds, drops out of Yale, and retreats. Living in her grandparents' pool house becomes both a refuge and a symbol. It's comfortable, insulated, detached from consequence. When Rory and Logan steal a yacht, it's a sharp break from the girl we met in season 1. This isn't rebellion, it's mimicry, a rehearsal of Logan's casual relationship with accountability. What makes this shift compelling is that it's not framed as purely negative. There's real affection between Rory and Logan, but that affection is entwined with indulgence. Rory is learning how to coast and discovering how dangerous that comfort can be. By the time Logan proposes, we're no longer watching a flirtation. We're watching a crossroads. The proposal isn't just romantic, it's institutional, an offer of legacy. Logan's ring is a symbol of sorts. You can stop striving, you can belong, permanently. But Rory hesitates, because by now she knows what the cost would be. To say yes is to anchor herself permanently in a world that has subtly chipped away at her independence. A world that values stability over curiosity, wealth over real risk, and image over introspection. Her no is not a rejection of love, it's a reclamation of self. It's messy, painful, and necessary. She walks away not because Logan isn't enough, but because she is not ready to become who she would have to be in order to stay. Logan Huntzberger wasn't just a love interest. He was a symbol for wealth, for safety, for the temptation of certainty in a world Rory was trained to explore. And yet, in A Year in the Life, she returns to him, but not as a partner, as a secret. They're both involved in an affair. Logan is engaged to someone else, while Rory is unmoored, lacking direction, and repeating old patterns. The woman who once turned down a proposal to preserve her autonomy is now clinging to comfort behind closed doors. By the end of the revival, we find Rory pregnant, presumably with Logan's child, and we're left to wonder, has she finally been pulled into the legacy she once resisted? Has she become the very story she was afraid to write? Rory's journey with Logan is a story of seduction, assimilation, and ultimately, resistance. But in the revival, that resistance wavers. Her affair with Logan feels less like bold rebellion and more like a regression, one that raises tough questions about cycles, choices, and how privilege keeps its hold. Because the door to privilege is never fully closed, but neither is the door to freedom. If you enjoyed this video essay, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Hangout for more deep dives into the shows that shaped our generation. And I want to know in the comments, what do you think? Was Logan a true love or a dangerous temptation? Did Rory escape, or did she leave something real behind? Let's discuss. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time here on the Hangout.